I've built team across the globe. I've built facilities and helped shape many products that are, I hope, saving millions of lives around the world. India has some very unique advantages. Number one is talent. Number two, we have an ecosystem that can be helping thrive on the innovation that is needed for biopharma. Bringing together academia, government, regulators, and industry together with investors is a great way to make sure that we learn from each other and build the ecosystem.
Hello and welcome to the Biologics Platform Conversation, where we bring the key voices who speaks about bio-innovations and also biopharma future-ready India and beyond. Today, I am pleased to be joined by Subodh Deshmukh, CEO of Aragen Biosciences, a seasoned biotechnology leader with over 23 years of experience spanning over product development, manufacturing, and technology operations. Across his career, Mr. Subodh has contributed to development of several life-saving therapies. Earlier, Mr. Subodh also held senior leadership roles at leading global organizations. And with this breadth of experience that he has across the large pharma and the generic and also emerging biotech, Subodh sir brings the unique perspective of translating innovation into a scalable and the real world impact. We welcome you to the podcast, sir.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. So before we begin with the whole scientific questionnaire, I would want to know quickly about how your journey has been so far in this industry.
Well, I started as a chemical engineer. I'm a graduate of ICT Mumbai.
Yes.
And a proud chemical engineering graduate. And then I went to do my graduate studies. And after my PhD, joined the industry. And I've stayed in the pharma biotech industry, half my career on the R&D side, product development, and then the second half after I did my MBA on the business side. So I've built teams, I've built team across the globe, I've built facilities and helped shape many products that are, I hope, saving millions of lives around the world. So that's a unique opportunity and a gift to be working in an industry that has such a deep impact on people's lives.
Yes.
And I'm fortunate to be able to do that.
That's good to hear. And when we talk about Aragen as a company, Aragen is increasingly seen as a bridge between India and the global biotech world. So how do you define Aragen's core value proposition in evolving the biopharma CDMO landscape?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Aragen is indeed a bridge to innovation. We consider Aragen as an enabler to global biopharma innovation.
Yes.
So today we work with more than 500 biotechs, including some of the largest biopharma companies around the world. And with our hubs in California, as well as in Bangalore in India, and Hyderabad in India, we are able to really provide them all the services that you need to bring a drug from discovery stage all the way to the clinic and then to the market. And that's a very important role that we play because we bring skills to the table that biopharma innovators don't necessarily have. So we are an essential part of that innovation. Just to give you an example, so far we have had a hand in bringing to the market tens of drugs that were either discovered by discovery teams at Aragen and then taken forward by the sponsor, or we have helped make clinical supplies or develop processes, for example, to bring these novel entities to the clinic, scale them up, take them to the regulators, and then also commercialize them.
That's really great to know, actually. And when we talk about CDMO especially, CDMO is not just a business model, I would say. It's kind of becoming the future of the drug development. So what advantages does India offer in building globally competitive CDMO ecosystem?
Yeah, India has some very unique advantages. Number one is talent. We have very highly educated STEM talent pool.
Yes.
That can be deployed, and as we work with biopharma partners, that's a very, very important skill set in developing any complex product and taking it through its journey. So the talent available in India has a huge role to play. Number two, we have an ecosystem that can be helping thrive on the innovation that is needed for biopharma. So what I mean by that is the research coming out of Indian institutions and converting that and using that to assist with the innovation that is coming from our customers or clients, makes it all happen.
Yes, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
So, do you see Indian CDMOs becoming innovation partners in the near future, and like for the global biotech and pharma companies?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, even today, we are considered a key innovation partner by many of the partners that we work with.
Yes.
And I'll give you an example. I can't name the companies, but some of the largest biopharma companies in the world consider Aragen as an essential partner in their development journey. So essentially, we have shared labs. The extension of labs in Boston or San Francisco or Basel or any of the hubs that have R&D hubs for the largest companies are extended into our campuses, and that's where jointly the innovation work happens.
And when we go deeper into biopharma, there is biologics, CGT, and mRNA. So, how is Aragen gearing up for the next wave of complex therapeutics?
Yeah, complex therapeutics are very important. I think the new modalities drive more innovation, and Aragen is definitely very much geared towards assisting and working with our partners on that. I'll give you an example. Bispecifics and trispecific antibodies are really coming to market now as our antibody drug conjugates. And for all these technologies, Aragen has built core expertise, so we can work with the innovators around the world and make sure that we can offer them the tools. As an example, we make cell lines that are both high productivity, high titer, as well as highly stable. And these CHO cell lines are critical to driving the new age of biologics.
So, what kind of infrastructure or the regulatory compliance or the scientific strength should India also prioritize to support these kind of emerging modalities?
Well, I think the key is to make sure that we have right scientific education and talent, and I would highly encourage tools like internships to make sure that the talent that is coming out of universities and colleges is able to learn about what's the priority in the global ecosystem. So that's one example. I also think that the government has a role to play, and institutions like with the BIRAC, for example, are big supporters of innovation. So having the funding and the risk capital that can take inventions out of academia and convert them into products, so that entire ecosystem keeps improving and keep generating new innovation.
I mean, rightly said. And when we talk about, other than the base created by the education and the government, what kind of platforms do you think also gives the encouragement to these kind of industry, the young professionals who are coming into this industry? What kind of platforms are there already, or what should be there more?
Well, a great example is this conference that we are at. So I think this is a kind of opportunity to network and meet with young scientists. Just going through the poster sessions at this meeting, for example, there are really phenomenal ideas and phenomenal talent. But it's important for them to also hear from industry. So bringing together academia, government, regulators, and industry together with investors is a great way to make sure that we learn from each other and build the ecosystem.
And if you were to visualize India in the upcoming years, especially with the vision of 2047 that India has, how do you see the global biopharma becoming leader, like India becoming the leader of global biopharma?
Yeah, so we can certainly take steps towards increasing our impact in global biopharma, and I certainly think that the work that is being done now will be crucial to getting to success. So for me, the key criteria for India to have a bigger impact would be to really track the number of innovative drugs that are coming out of the Indian ecosystem. Also, it will be important to look at risk capital. Risk capital is very critical to have startups go on the journey of innovation, and if we can attract that, if we can nurture early research through government grants and institutions, and then really measure the number of innovative drugs that are being generated by the Indian ecosystem, those would be the criteria we can use to ensure that we are leaders, or we are one of the leaders for the 2047.
Yes, definitely. And what do you think would be the three major enablers to make this happen, as you already mentioned. But additional to this, what kind of role, as you earlier mentioned, that government does play a role, and even the industry and academia. But what kind of three enablers would play the important role?
Yeah, so investing in early research and having good support for research institutions has been the path that, if you look at other countries have followed
Yes.
in order to increase innovation. So that would be one way to do it. Second, I would also highly I would look at the build of talent and especially the connections between industry, academia, regulators
Yes.
to create hubs. Today, most of biopharma innovation happens in certain hubs around the world.
Yes.
So for India to create those hubs, whether it be in Mumbai BioCluster or in cities like Hyderabad and Bangalore, that would be really important.
Yes. Last but not the least, what advice do you have for the young professions and the young innovators who are coming into the domain of biopharma, biologics, or the biosimilars?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would just say that it's great to have strong faith in your idea and really put yourself out there to make sure that you pursue it with 100% attention.
Thank you so much. And before we wrap up the whole conversation, I have a quick 3 questions rapid fire for you, wherein I just need your one-liners or the instinctive answers that you have. So, in one line, please give me the answer for what makes India matter in global biopharma today?
Talent.
That's great. In one word or a phrase, what do you expect from Biologics 2026 conference?
Connections.
That's great. Complete this sentence. Biologics conference is the platform for
Partnerships.
wonderful. So it was a really insightful conversation that we just had. Thank you so much for being here on the platform.
Sure. Yeah,
Thank you.
happy to be here. And thanks again